Time now for Countywide, a special presentation of Yavapai Broadcasting News. Join News Director Paul David and News Editor Philip Catafamo as they talk with our community's leaders, newsmakers, and people in the know. You'll hear about the hot topics in Yavapai County that affect all our lives. And now here's today's Countywide.
Welcome to Countywide. I'm Paul David. As always, it is great to have you in studio with us today. Marilyn Huffman with the BBB is back with us. Their website is bbb.org. Welcome back, Marilyn.
Thank you for having me.
Christmas is just around the corner.
Yes,
Literally.
it is. Literally.
Yes, it is right around the corner.
Yes.
We have you here today to talk about top scams.
That's correct.
Okay.
So this
2019?
Yes.
Because the 2020 report you told me doesn't come out until a little after January?
That's
is that right?
correct. So after the full year is over and we're able to assess the risk report.
Tally it all up.
Exactly. Find out exactly all of the information that we received, verify things. Then it will come out for 2020 in early 2021.
Okay.
So we're always a year behind, if you will, but because of the trends, we can kind of guess as to where things are going to be headed. And then, of course, after this crazy year that I think we're all very excited to see end.
I'm happy to see 2020 go away. I'm hoping 2021 gradually gets better and better as the year goes by. Yeah, right. Yeah. It's not going to last forever. Let's put it that way.
No, this too shall pass.
Yeah.
So these are definitely the risks that we're reporting on for 2019.
Okay.
And
these were the top scams of 2019. After you tallied all the information together, all the complaints and everything else, these were the number one scams of 2019.
These were the 5 riskiest scams.
Oh, the 5. Okay, 5.
Yes.
Top 5. Are we starting with the 5 and going backwards down to number 1? Yes.
We certainly could.
Let's do it that way.
Okay, I like that.
Number 5.
Number 5 is advanced fee loans. So people are in need of money, and even more so this year. It's been a tough year.
Yeah.
And so you get an offer, either through your phone, text-wise, email, even on social media. Probably want to watch out for anything on social media. And or you are actually searching for money because you need it. And you find a company and you find an offer and you think, man, this is going to be great. $5,000 would really, really help me get through things. I'd be able to pay some debt off, even though I don't always think about it, you're going back into debt. And they say, yep, we can do it for you, but we're going to have a fee up front. That is illegal and not something that they should be doing. And
so what is that? How does that typically work? Okay, so you say a fee up front. I guess they just make up whatever they want to make up based on what they know about you probably already. This person sounds like they can handle a $250 upfront fee. This one sounds like maybe $1,000 would work.
And you know what's funny is I hear a lot of people say, well, it was only a $25 processing fee. And that's how a lot of scammers will get you. But they also have your private information now because you're getting a loan from them. So they not only got $25 from you, but they got your routing number for your checking account so that they could deposit money. You know what I mean? That's how you need to think. Are you working with someone reputable? And if they ask for money up front, I don't care how small the amount is, that's illegal. They're not allowed to do that.
It's illegal.
Correct.
It's illegal. If I'm asking you for a loan, Marilyn Huffman, and you say, well, before I can give you this loan, you need to give me $250, I'm supposed to look at you and say,
That's right.
Yeah.
Walk away.
Walk away.
Walk away.
Okay.
Go to your bank, go to your credit union for lending.
Okay.
Start there because you have an account with them. So they're not going to ask you for your account information right away. You have someone in front of you that you trust with your money already. So start there.
We always say this too, if it's too good to be true, then you should really scrutinize it big time.
Exactly.
Yeah, because it may give you that initial, oh my gosh, this is fantastic, this is going to save the day. And then you need to come down off that high and say, oh, but wait a minute. What does
the interest rate look like?
Right.
Exactly. I mean, there's just questions out there that you should be asking
the fine
yourself.
print too.
Correct.
That's a difficult thing, first of all, to see and read. Sometimes even to understand it is difficult.
Especially when they hand you a page and you just look at it and think, oh, I don't want to spend time on this. Spend time on it. Know what you're getting into before you borrow money. And just please understand, advance fee loans where they're asking for something in return up front, that should definitely make you hesitate.
Do you read all of that? And then you have to, I agree?
Fine print?
Yeah.
That's a tricky one. When I bought my vehicle, 100%.
Oh, okay.
I absolutely did, because I wanted to know what I was signing up for, and I wanted to know what kind of extra fees they were putting in.
See, that's where it's in there, isn't it?
State tax and all this kind of stuff. And I was able to knock down the price a little bit by saying, yeah, I don't want that. Take that out. And you have to actually tell them that when you're doing that. As far as online is concerned, they're going to ask you to check the box saying you accept terms and conditions. It happens every time you get an update on your phone. You're asked to accept terms and conditions.
Right.
So if you're not aware what those terms, I always ask them to email it to me, because it's a little bit easier, and then you can kind of skim it.
Sure.
But occasionally they'll throw stuff in there that you think, I don't want that. So, just be aware. Be aware that if you're accepting it, and that's a choice that I make. It's a risk that I'm willing to take, because I don't want to read all of those terms and conditions, but am I working with a reputable company that I trust? Then that's a little different. So
that's one of those things where you say, well, I didn't say I was going to do that. And they say, well, actually you did, because you said, I agree right here. So it says right here in this contract that you agreed to and signed.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so they've got that recourse to come back on you. So read the fine print.
Be careful.
Be careful.
Absolutely.
Number four,
fake check and money orders. So a check is sent to a consumer that contains an accidental overpayment of some kind of coverage, and the consumer is asked to wire back excess money.
That scam seems so weird to me, and I don't know how it manages to pull off, because they send me $3,000 and say, oh, we only meant to send you $1,500, so you keep $1,900 and send us the back, and we apologize for the inconvenience.
Yes, if anyone ever does that to you, anyone at all, I would say tell them that you're going to void the check, and they can issue you a new one.
Ooh, that's a good one. They don't want to hear that, do they?
Yes, they do not want to hear that. Absolutely not. And obviously, you can always take it to your bank and ask them to research it. Another way you can protect yourself, if your bank accepts the check, which does happen, that's why people are reporting this as one of their top scams, the bank will just process the check, go through. Don't spend any of that money. Don't wire any of that money until after the bank has approved it, which can take 2 to 3 weeks for them to verify.
Smart.
Not always, but it can. So you can ask your bank to specifically help you verify this before you take any action, so that way you're not out money if it comes back that it's fake and phony.
I heard this with the stimulus checks. There were people who were receiving someone else's stimulus check, and they're like, well, I don't have an account. If you could take this down and deposit it for me and then send this money to me here, then I can have that money, but otherwise I can't do anything with it. Oh, by the way, I've got 20 others that got the same problem, so could you cash them all? And I know my wife, she works for a credit union. They were seeing like the same person come in every day. And so they started having to track people and say, okay, wait a minute, this person normally comes in once a week or once every other week. Now we're seeing him 6 times a week, and he's taken out $7,000. Doesn't have $7,000, but somehow now they do. So I know financial institutions were seeing some serious issues with the stimulus checks this year. Yep,
and if it's hard for them to track down, then they're out money. I mean, it's a vicious cycle, so be careful with something like that. Just honestly have them reissue you a new check. If they claim that they've overpaid you, say, okay, I'll void the check and send it back to you.
Another one of those too good to be true.
And then you can issue me a new one.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, issue me a new one, because this one, it's wrong.
Absolutely. Yeah, okay. Absolutely. Number 3 was online purchase. So a buyer makes a purchase online from an individual seller or a company, but the item never arrives. In other scenarios, a person is selling an item online and a check is received for payment for that item, but it was from a scammer, and so the check is fake. So in a situation like that, it just goes back to you checking with the bank to make sure that it's legit, or deciding if you're selling something online that you're not going to accept payment in that way. So that's up to you. But as far as the online scams, online shopping is always risky if you are using a company that's not reputable, or if you're buying from an individual seller. That's why if I do online shopping in my area, then I will do it in my area.
Okay.
So I will use like Facebook Marketplace for my specific county so that I could physically drive and look at that table that's for sale.
Gotcha.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Instead of, somebody in Florida is selling this wonderful table that you've been, oh my
and
gosh, that'd be perfect.
They're going to ship it to you.
They're going to ship it to me, but please, you got to send me this amount of money, and that's going to cost this much to ship it. You send that, and then you're just out of it. All you were looking at was probably a picture out of somebody's catalog that they snapped themselves, stuck it up there, and see if they get a bite on it.
Oh, yes.
And if they do.
And you can search pictures online to see if it comes up again, to see if someone's just pulled a picture of a house or a pretty beach scene saying this is the view from our VRBO, our vacation rental, things like that. So you can absolutely research that. But honestly, it's better to shop local, so stick with shopping local. I'm always going to tell you that. Online purchasing is risky if you're not using a company that you do not trust.
Okay, let's take our first break. When we come back, we can talk more about that one, because I think that one's important, because some of the companies look like they're legitimate. They send you stuff that looks legitimate, but they're fake. So bbb.org is the website you want to go to for more information about what Marilyn Huffman and I are talking about today. She's with the Better Business Bureau, countywide, back in just a couple minutes.
Two things we can count on every year:
a new set of tax rules and great weather here in northern Arizona.
Jackson Hewitt Tax Service, locally owned and operated by Lewis Rice since 1997, is here for you all year long.
Your neighborhood Jackson Hewitt Tax Office will help you in all of your taxing situations.
Electronic filing is always free with your tax preparation at Jackson Hewitt Tax Service.
Get more in return. Call 1-800-234-1040 for an office near you.
The EPA says C&B Construction ranks in the top 1% nationally. C&B Construction invites you to see what energy efficiency and indoor air quality can be. We have won another Department of Energy Innovation Award, and C&B Construction is the only contractor in the country to win 6 consecutive EPA Indoor Air Plus awards. Experience our zero-energy, move-in ready homes at Crossroads at Mingus.
C&B Construction, locally respected, nationally recognized. Find out more at C&B Homes.com.
Are you struggling to overcome an addiction, depression, insomnia, or a weight problem? Then it's time for you to meet with Dr. Elaine Kissel, award-winning, world-renowned hypnotherapist, author, and mind trainer. Now you can get her help from the privacy and comfort of your own home. Let Elaine Kissel create a personalized hypnotherapy plan to overcome your problem forever. Call 844-4KISSEL now for a discounted evaluation appointment. That's 844-4KISSEL.
Been hearing about the crazy benefits of CBD? Find out how CBD can help you at Sedona's #1 resource, CBD Sedona. Come in for a free consultation and let our trained medical staff help you find the perfect product for you. Pain-relieving salves, full-spectrum oils, CBD skincare, bath bombs, and even CBD for your pets. Come on by CBD Sedona today.
We're sitting down with Marilyn Huffman from the Better Business Bureau, bbb.org. If you're curious about if you've been scammed, you feel like you've been scammed, you want to report it, they also have bbb.org/scam tracker.
That's correct.
Scam tracker. And then this scam report that we're talking about today is also on the website too. So again, bbb.org, and you can take a look at that as well. And we were talking before the break about, you hear about it with cars, boats, vehicles, puppies, that you see that picture and you're like, oh, that is exactly what I've been looking for. And like we talked about, the coffee table in Florida, it's just a picture.
Correct.
And you're sending money for something that's just a picture, and then all they got to do is take that picture down and just take your money, and then you never hear from them again.
This is why it's really important to purchase local or to purchase from someone that you trust.
Yeah. In this case, our always thing when we do the holiday shopping thing too is we like to see it and touch it and see it and buy it, take it out of the store, and we take it home.
Correct.
Yeah.
And you can make a purchase of a vehicle or a large item in another state, but can you go and pick it up? I mean, that would be a question I would ask. Is it possible for you to do that? And we've worked with some people that have called in and have wanted to check out a company, say in our area, the state of Arizona, and it's someone who's living somewhere else and they're interested in purchasing like a used semi. to haul their RV trailer type thing. Those are the kind of purchases where it's like, yeah, if you can come here and actually work with a reputable person, pick up that item yourself, see it physically yourself, then it's worth it for you to save thousands of dollars to not be taken online. Definitely worth it.
Definitely worth it.
Yes,
yeah.
Big time.
Big time worth it. Yeah. And then I wanted to bring up too that sometimes you think you're dealing with a reputable, so that's a word, reputable business online, but sometimes they've just taken a logo and copied it and maybe altered a little bit, and you think you're dealing with somebody who's legit.
Correct.
But they aren't. So, I think the misspelling is what I notice in some of that stuff, but I think they're getting better at the spelling as well, right?
They are.
Yeah.
So, and honestly, look, you can scroll to the bottom of the first page of any website, and you can see at the bottom where it says copyright date. It has to be there.
Good one.
It's required for a legitimate, and a lot of them will say copyright 2020. And when I have someone calling me and I'm already hearing bells and whistles in my head saying, I don't think this sounds quite right. And then I go to the website because the person on the phone is telling me what website they went to, and I scroll down and I see that's another indicator to me that you really, really need to be careful, and you really need to research this company before you give them any private information, before you interview with them for a job, before you do anything. Definitely, you want to make sure you're on a legitimate site.
I wonder how much money they actually make in a day. These scam artists,
I don't know. It's a lot. I know it's in the millions. Millions are lost every year.
I picture like a building as big as Yavapai Broadcasting with just desk upon desk upon desk, a person sitting there just making the same phone call over and over again. And I mean, how many do you have to hit on before you're making tons of cash?
Yep. And that's why sometimes those little ones, where you're only paying like a $15 processing fee, $25 processing fee, that adds up quickly.
They get 1,000 people a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you just definitely need to be careful.
Don't give your money away.
Don't give it away. You work too hard to earn it.
I have become very skeptical, I would say. When something comes to me on email or on my phone or anything like that, I actually approach just about everything with a sense of, this is probably going to be junk.
Yep.
Yeah. That's too bad.
It is too bad.
It's too bad.
But it's also...
We have to do it.
You have to.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, susceptibility does decrease with age. Everyone thinks that it's always elderly people or uneducated people.
And it was. A lot of the elderly were being scammed, but now you tell me it's kind of switching around.
It has completely switched in the last 2 years, and millennials are much more likely to fall for a scam. Now, they will lose less money because they have less money to lose. So when an elderly person does fall for a scam, they tend to lose more money.
Sure. Well, that makes sense.
They have more money to lose.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. Okay, that all makes sense.
But people also think it's uneducated people, and it's not. No. Like, majority of the people who report scams to the BBB Scam Tracker have a college education or higher.
I don't live on my phone or on my computer, so I'm not real familiar with all that they can do. My wife,
it's pretty
different
crazy.
Story. She's very good at it. So that's why I approach it very carefully, because I will click on the wrong thing and then, invite a virus into my computer. I will
without meaning to.
Without meaning to, yeah. So I'm not ignorant or dumb. I just don't know. I'm not into that sort of a thing. It's not my thing. So we've got to be, we got to be careful.
Diligent.
We're coming up on a minute before we have to take a break. What's number 2? Let's jump on to number 2.
Number 2 is cryptocurrency.
Cryptocurrency.
And this is something that I'm not that familiar with because I have not purchased any. My brother-in-law is very into it. He has a lot of Bitcoin. It's kind of his thing.
Okay.
Cryptocurrency came around, I think of it as being related to kind of the gaming community, but it's not anymore. There's a lot of people out there who invest, or, they always say diversify your funds, invest in different things. And this is a huge thing, cryptocurrency, purchased from, traded by, or stored with a person or an exchange site that turns out to be fraudulent. So just like with anything money-wise, are you working with a legitimate cryptocurrency site?
Holy cow.
So you need to research before you purchase. Obviously, everyone's heard of Bitcoin. Are you actually working with Bitcoin? So just verify the site before you make a purchase like this, before you decide to diversify your funds. If you have someone trustworthy that you can go to them, ask them. And if you don't have a financial advisor, a lot of us don't have a financial advisor, guess what? You still have people you can go to. Contact the BBB. We'll get you in touch with people who deal with stuff like this, who know about things like this, the right government agency that you can ask. And then once again, if you trust your bank, if you trust your credit union, they can also really, really help you and help you protect yourself, because you do not want to make an investment into your supposed future and have that investment come back as fake or fraudulent.
It'd be the worst ever.
Oh, it's devastating to lose money like that.
We have to take a break, but we can find all this stuff on the bbb.org website, right?
Yes,
and it's a safe website. I've never been harmed by going to the bbq.org website.
Hopefully not.
Yeah. Better Business Bureau's Marilyn Huffman in studio. We're going to take a quick break, and then Countywide will be back in just a couple minutes.
Who doesn't dream of home improvements? Perhaps your kitchen, the real living room. Maybe the bathroom, where you bookend your day. Langstrand Contracting is your one-stop shop from tear down to finishing touches. With 35 years of experience, Chris and his team will work with you to match your family's style and budget. Call Langstrand Contracting today for guidance in bringing your vision to life.
Award-winning Soundbites Grill is an entertainment restaurant located in Uptown Sedona at the Hyatt Pinion Point Resort. Open for lunch and dinner, featuring fresh fish, all-natural hand-cut beef, even a full vegan menu. Family-friendly, open 11:30 to 9, late dining on Friday and Saturday. Soundbites Grill has some of the best views of the Sedona Red Rocks. Offers world-class entertainment, food, fun, and music.
Hi, this is Greg at Verde Solar Power. You know, Arizona has lots of clean, renewable sunshine, and we want to help you take advantage of it with our quality solar installations, and we offer to beat any written offer on a residential solar electric system. So bring us your electric bill and let us show you how solar power will save you money. We're located conveniently here in the Verde Valley and are dedicated to helping the valley go solar. So remember, the energy solution comes up every morning.
Starting in the late 1920s, Grandpa Gettle and his brothers laid the groundwork for what would become a family legacy. Almost 100 years and 100 patents later, Gettle's High Desert Mechanical continues to raise the bar of quality heating, cooling, and plumbing products and services in the Verde Valley.
Call Gettle's High Desert Mechanical Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing at 567-2200 or online at GettlesHDM.com, providing solutions for your comfort. Don't settle, get Gettles.
Countywide, we've got just a few minutes left in the program, and we're narrowing it down to number one. We've been going through the top 5 scams of 2019, which, did they normally roll over year to year? Because, well, what's number one, first of all? Tell us what number one is.
Employment scams. Mm-hmm. Which...
That is probably going to be up there pretty high this year as well, with all the unemployment going on. People are falling for those gimmicks that come on email.
Well, and
it's
honestly,
awful.
a lot of college-age kids have graduated from school in the last few years, and they have degrees that don't necessarily carry over to the workforce. So if you have a degree in art, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but it's not going to help you be a plumber. And if there's nothing available in the arts industry or at a museum as a curator or something that fits your degree. Sure. So if you have a degree in something kind of random and you don't, my brother-in-law, he has a degree in Spanish from NAU, and that has served him well in many capacities.
Oh, I bet.
But it doesn't always lead to a job, depending on what he wants to do.
Wow.
So it just depends. What do you want to do? Now he's interpreting, finding homes for children that don't have a home, and he's able to use that skill. But to find that job took a little time.
Sure.
So it just depends on what you have so that's what we're seeing. And let's be honest, the younger generation has a different view on earning money and making a living. So there's people out there who are really willing to work hard, and then there's people who want an easy job.
Sure.
And when I say an easy job, I mean they want to work as little as possible for as much as possible. And honestly, that's fair. It really is fair. We all kind of want that, or have been fed that American dream of we're just going to all of a sudden be rich, or a rock star, or a movie star, or whatever the case may be. But employment people know this, employment scammers know this, and they know that they can take advantage of you. They can feed you a line, and you just might bite hook, line, and sinker.
Anytime we have Marilyn on the show, we're talking about this stuff.
Yes.
So it's just really, the goal is to just get everybody to slow down a little bit.
Yes.
And just think about these things before you push that button.
Take that deep breath.
Yeah.
That pause. We always say, take the pause.
Be excited, but at the same time, be cautious at the same time.
And you know what? I had a lady on the phone the other day who was so smart to call me, because a lot of the jobs and a lot of the interviews are happening online now. And she just wanted to verify, is this place legit? And it wasn't. And she was getting ready to give them all of her information for a background check.
Good for her.
So she called first.
Good
for her for being protected.
We're out of time. Go to the Better Business Bureau website. Look at all the different things. If you're a small business owner, go there as well and look. I mean, we've had scholarships throughout the year. We're out of time, but we've had scholarships. You've had grants for businesses and stuff. Yep. Go there and check it out. It's bbb.org. Marilyn, thank you so much for coming in and helping me out with the Countywide show. I appreciate it very much. That is today's Countywide. Thank you as always for watching and listening, and we will talk to you again next time.